United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is Jackie, would you, oh no, Kim's here. Would you mind calling her roll?
Kathy Adams,
Present.
Kim Burns, present. Jackie Mikowski,
Present.
Elizabeth O'Connell,
Absent.
absent. Stephen Polowski,
Present.
and Robert Sullivan.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second? Kim is the second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The action passes. I'd ask somebody for the approval of the minutes from September 18, 2025. Jackie? Do I have a second? Sullivan? Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I'd like to open up the meeting for public comment. Megan, you want to start?
I do, thank you. Mr. Pulaski, we have Mr. Horton with us this evening. He would like to speak to you about safety and security. Mr. Horton, you can unmute your mic and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. If there's any confusion, I'm not my dad. He says to say hello and wishes all of you well. Thank you for letting me address the chair and the board about some very important topics. A few weeks ago, there was a threat that was made towards the school that was deemed serious enough that a school-wide email blast was sent to all the parents, letting them know the various but few details that they could share. This threat had allegedly come from my son's class, and I was told allegedly that the student had been expelled. I want to thank the board and Mr. Robinson for all the steps that they have taken to protect the students and give them the safe environment that these kids deserve. My main concern as a parent and as a first responder in the fire department is the security of the school itself. In today's society, particularly with schools and churches, schools are targeted because of their lack of perceived resistance or perceived security. I think that applies in regards to PACS and the high school. If a potential shooter wanted to gain access into the building, they could easily do so with just a hammer or 1 or 2 bullets. And once inside the building, I don't want to imagine the terror of that potential scenario. And that is ultimately the problem, that this is a potential scenario. With our society so divided and mental health crisis at an all-time high, I believe in order to fortify the school, I would implore the board to first change their perspective of a threat from if this happens to when this happens. With that perspective in mind, some options to secure and fortify the school would be bulletproof glass in all entry doors and main vestibules, hire 7th District overtime police officers to give a visual deterrence to a potential threat, or hire full-time armed security at the school to protect our loved little ones. Thank you, Chairman, for hearing me, and the board for hearing my concerns, and I trust that you'll do whatever is necessary to protect our kids in this new and unfortunate society.
Thank you, Tom. I'm glad to hear of your concern. We also have the same concern for our students at the school.
Yes, thank you.
And
Appreciate that.
I would like to comment on it. As I said, we do share your concern, and one of the things is that we did have a vulnerability study
Thank you.
from an outside agency, and that agency was certified by Pennsylvania, and we followed any recommendations, and they've all been completed. We also had a state police check, and we have our own security director, which many schools don't have. At the same time, over the last couple of years, we've made some major improvements with the doors, the entranceways, things along those lines. So I just want you to know we do share your concern over the things that have happened in the surrounding areas of the country, and we do take them very seriously. Some of your recommendations, your ideas are very valuable, and they're things that the board will be looking at in the very near future. So thank you for your input into it. We're glad to see we have some concerned parents out there with the same ideas and focus that we have. Also, would you please say hello to your father? We miss him very much up here. Thank you, and thanks for contributing to today's meeting. I would ask the CEO to give us the report, please, for the CEO.
Certainly. Good evening. As a district, we began our social emotional learning program in grades K through 12. This program, Character Strong, teaches students the importance of empathy, kindness, resilience, and good decision making. Lessons are age appropriate and focused on teaching students realistic strategies for how to interact with others in a positive way. We have an upcoming professional development on October 31st that will include staff learning more about the Lincoln platform, incorporating writing across the curriculum, PASA training, learning about our N2Y curriculum, handle with care training, and other core competency training. It is sure to be a very informative afternoon. On a transportation front, we continue to struggle with some disruption of service due to a lack of school personnel. We are doing everything that we can to actively recruit drivers for buses and vans. We thank parents and caregivers for their patience. There are 2 resolutions for review this evening. The first is the resolution to approve the purchase of 2 Promethean board panels at a cost not to exceed $6,500. The second is the resolution to approve the purchase of a commercial kitchen steamer not to exceed a cost of $29,000 for the high school kitchen. This purchase will be paid for by our food service account. End of report.
Thank you, Megan. Angela, can we please have the principal's report?
Good evening. A lot of exciting activities have been happening at the high school since we last met. Mrs. Barbadoro held a well-attended FAFSA night for families. She also welcomed seniors into a room last week to complete college and scholarship applications with some delicious treats. NHS is doing a great job recognizing October as Anti-Bullying Month. The Have a Nice Day initiative that takes place every school day in the month of October. Each day, representatives from each grade are randomly chosen. New selections are announced each morning during the morning announcements, and each person is given a big yellow smiley face sticker to identify them as their special day. This way, everyone knows who they are, even if they've never met them before. Sometimes the smallest gesture makes the biggest impact. We are working together to be kind to one another. We also celebrated Unity Day in the cafeteria, where students took a pledge against bullying and signed our banner that's hanging in our cafeteria. Mr. Mott took his students on a marine science trip on the Cape May Skimmer on Saturday. It was educational and fun. Our 21st century clubs and activities are up and running, and I'm happy to report they seem well attended. Minithon has already started fundraising for pediatric cancer. They had 2 fundraisers just last week, Chicky and Pete's, and we had a bake sale. PSAT is being administered the morning of October 23rd to students in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. Seniors, it will be a senior service day or a college visitation day. I want to thank the board for supporting the social emotional health of our students. I've gotten a ton of positive feedback from both teachers and students on the Character Strong program. The first quarter closes on October 31st. That being said, we had an incredible start we've had to the school year. Our teachers hit the ground running from day one, bringing energy and dedication and a strong focus on student learning, setting a positive tone across our classrooms. And equally important, our students have been meeting the challenge. They're showing up ready to learn and engage and putting their great deal of effort forth. We're off to a strong start. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to this momentum. End of report.
Thank you, Angela. Doug, could we have the elementary report, please?
Good evening, everyone. We have reached the interim for the first trimester. Interim reports were released to parents and caregivers this past Friday. As already previously mentioned, the grade school also began the social emotional learning program on October 1st. The class is held every Wednesday morning, and we have had 3 sessions so far. This month's theme is kindness, and the students are responding very well to the SEL curriculum. Our kindergarten through 2nd grade will be visited in packs by a petting zoo on Tuesday, October 28th. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Tomorrow is an all-school dress-down day to support the fight against cancer. Cost is $1 for students to wear pink, and all proceeds will be donated. October is also Down Syndrome Awareness Month. The grade school will be holding a fundraiser dress down day a week from today to support Down syndrome awareness. It costs us $1 for the students to wear blue and yellow, and all proceeds will be donated. This Saturday, the home and school are holding our annual trunk or treat in the grade school parking lot. There will be music, crafts, contests, and of course, candy. The fun and scares begin at 6 p.m. Student Council is also holding a middle school Halloween dance in our gym on October 24th. On the 31st, we will be holding our annual kindergarten to 5th grade Halloween parade. Students will dress in school-appropriate costumes. Parents and caregivers have been invited to our parking lot to watch the children parade. End of report.
Thank you, Doug. Janine, could we have the special ed report, please?
Good evening. Our October 1 count, which includes reporting of ELL, Act 16, newly enrolled students with IEPs, and students taking the PASA are uploaded to the state. I'm happy to report in our transition with our interns, we have a student who is exiting in the spring a special education program and moving right into a paid position at Cora McIntee. We also have another student who began a volunteer work experience at a local coffee shop and independently negotiated a paid weekend opportunity. We have students working within the building in an internship opportunity that allows them to expand their skills in both production and financial management. As part of this experience, the interns take t-shirt orders from staff, collect payments, create the shirts using the Cricut machine, and then deliver them. This process gives them real-world, hands-on experience and a sense of pride in their work as they see staff wearing their shirts on Tuesdays. End of report.
Thank you, Janine. Steve, I see you're up there. Can we have the facilities report, please?
Sure. Good evening. For the grade school, County will test all exit and emergency signs in the building, replace 2 faulty emergency lights, semi-annual preventive maintenance on generators. Board of Health completed inspection of the kitchen and food service areas. For high school, both campuses will have areas of minor seal coating take place within the next week or so, depending on the weather, to fill any large cracks or potholes. The work will be done over the weekend. The application will be sent out, though the parking lots do not use during that time. Southland has been changing HVAC filters before checks for the upcoming winter season. And lastly, the curb towards the exit of the senior parking lot was painted yellow for better visibility and safety. End of report.
Thank you, Steve. Brian, could we have the security and the transportation report, please?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Traffic buses continue to run on schedule and traffic appears to be flowing safely. School safety. All doors and alarm sensors were inspected to ensure they are closing and working properly. All gates, locks, knock boxes were inspected and the equipment is in good condition. All exterior lighting in both schools were inspected. Bulbs were replaced where necessary. Missing door entrance numbers have been replaced as well. For monthly drills, since the last board meeting, we successfully conducted an active shooter safety drill at the high school in 9/19 for safety and security. For transportation, recently van routes had to be combined due to a lack of drivers. All students were able to be reassigned to other vans and buses so we can continue to ensure all students receive transportation. And as Megan stated earlier, the transportation department is indeed actively looking for licensed and certified bus and van drivers to fill open positions. End of reports.
Thank you, Brian. This is a very difficult task with this transportation business, and we're having difficulty getting drivers, and getting difficulties in terms of routing, having all the kids taken care of transportation-wise. So it's been a real problem. We need a transportation supervisor. I just want to specifically thank Brian for all the work he's been doing on the routing and looking at the drivers and doing the things that 2 or 3 people would be a challenge for. So we appreciate your work on that, Brian.
Thank you.
Tom, could we have the finance report, please?
Sure. We have the financial statements for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2025. As of the end of September, the school's cash balance was $9,263,606. Our receivables have increased to $1,377,545, of which $463,520 is federal, $697,229 transportation and out of district. I mentioned to Steve and Megan, right now with the budget impasse between the state and the feds, all our federal funding, 21st century, Title I, Title II, has all dried up. We're not getting anything until the budget passes. Also, with the state impasse, we've started to receive letters from districts throughout the state, primarily right now, York, Allentown, Bethlehem, ones that don't impact us, but like York City School District is not paying any payments to charter schools. They're withholding until the budget passes. Allentown is a 40% reduction, Bethlehem's a 30% reduction. You're starting to see our school district, for the districts that outside of Philadelphia, they're not paying on a timely basis. The reason for that is they're not receiving funds. Philadelphia hasn't said anything yet, but as this continues to go, Philadelphia is going to run out of money and our payments are going to start to slow up. That doesn't mean we won't get paid. It just means we'll get paid later than we usually do. So that's why our receivables are higher. Our payables are $493,932. A lot of that is the rent between the high school and the CDC and ACTS. We've held those payments. We don't need it. It just moves back and forth. So that's why it's sitting there. Payroll accruals are $1,053,054, and that just will increase as we get to next summer and it'll go down again. For the 9 months ended, revenue exceeded expenditures by $953,854. That's compared to a planned surplus of $979,973, resulting in an unfavorable variance of $14,423. Now we have two major reasons for that. One is student revenue is below plan by $318,780. But if you look at our students, we're only 8 students below plan. The problem is our regular ed students are higher, we're 28 higher. Our special ed students are 36 lower on a monthly basis. Now obviously we get more money with special ed than we do regular ed. We factored in going into this year, students will be identified and then possibly move to special ed. That's one of the reasons for there. We're early in the year, that usually happens throughout the year. The other reason our student revenue is lower is we're still being paid off of the old rates. So Philly usually doesn't do their adjustment until October. I don't think it's going to happen until November. It'll be a retroactive adjustment. And then the other districts, once they have their audits done, they change their rates. So it's a perfect storm of budget and rates going on right now. But that was offset by lower paying personnel costs, which have lowered it. That's why our variance is only $14,000. Any questions on the financials?
Bob, do you have anything?
Just, I guess on the audit, how's the audit?
Audit's progressing. We're having fun time with the audit. We'll eventually have a fraud interview. Probably have you be on the fraud interview, myself and Megan, 3 different calls. But we'll be on target for November 30th for the AFR, the annual financial report, and we'll have our final audit with the auditors present December 14th.
All right, thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
We have no old business. The new business, we have 2 resolutions. The first resolution is a resolution of the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia County Charter School to approve the purchase of 2 Promethean board panels at the cost of $6,500. These are actually replacing the old smart boards that were in those rooms. They no longer can be repaired or functioning properly, and they're necessary for good education. So we're happy to recommend the purchase of these 2 boards. I would like to make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Kathy is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Resolution of the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia Academy Charter School to approve the purchase of a commercial kitchen steamer at a cost not to exceed $29,000 from the food service account of Philadelphia Academy Charter School. Just to put this in perspective, the steamer has not actually been working for quite a while, and in order to give high quality variety of meals to our children, It's going to be necessary to replace that steamer. So I think that it's a cost well spent if it's going to enhance our cafeteria program. So I would like somebody to make the motion. Kim makes the motion. Do I have a second? Sullivan makes the second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I would ask Kim to please make the motion to adjourn.
Absolutely.
Kim makes the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Jackie's a second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you for everything you've done, and we do appreciate that. You're doing an excellent job.